In a world increasingly inundated with possessions and distractions, the pursuit of inner peace and emotional balance has become a profound quest for many. Drawing inspiration from the deep-rooted philosophies of Japanese minimalism and Zen, a transformative approach to living emerges, offering a pathway to not only declutter our physical spaces, but also our minds and lives. This philosophy, far from being about deprivation, is an intentional act of focusing on what genuinely matters, thereby unlocking a truer, more sustainable form of happiness and a profound emotional equilibrium. We are not merely talking about tidying up a room, we are discussing a comprehensive shift in mindset, a deliberate cultivation of habits that allows for heightened awareness, reduced stress, and an enriched existence. Embarking on this journey reveals that the answers to our yearning for vitality and spark are not found in accumulating more, but rather in realizing the profound contentment that already exists within us. When we strip away the superfluous, what follows is an exploration of 11 such Japanese-inspired minimalist habits that, when integrated into daily life, can lead to remarkable emotional balance. The first habit crucial for cultivating emotional balance is to start a wave of mindful decluttering. This isn't merely about throwing things out. It's about making a conscious and intentional decision to eliminate everything that truly holds no meaning or value in your life. The journey does not demand instant or complete purification on day one. Rather, it encourages a gradual, consistent effort at your own pace. Begin with a single area, perhaps a drawer or a countertop, and deliberately assess each item, asking if it truly serves a purpose, brings beauty, or holds profound personal meaning. This deliberate step-by-step approach prevents feelings of overwhelm and builds momentum. Much like chipping away at a daunting task bite by bite, it's the Japanese concept of danshari, meaning decluttering, discarding, and partying, emphasizes this process, suggesting that the act of discarding itself is a skill that improves with practice. By focusing on small wins, like clearing out a single shelf or organizing one dresser drawer, you reinforce the positive behavior and prevent the frustration that often arises from trying to tackle too much at once. This mindful engagement with your possessions transforms decluttering from a chore into a conscious act of reclaiming your space and your peace of mind. Following each decluttering session, the second habit involves assessing your feelings. This is a vital step in reinforcing the positive psychological shifts that minimalism brings. After removing unnecessary items, take a moment to acknowledge the feelings of peace, freedom, and happiness that emerge. This deliberate recognition of emotional rewards is key to solidifying the habit, acting as a powerful motivator to continue your minimalist journey. Barry Davenport, co-author of 10-Minute Declutter, found her own decluttering process to be liberating and enlightening, leading to a sense of freedom and peace that is difficult to explain until experienced. This newfound inner clarity and lightness are direct results of reducing physical clutter, which often mirrors our inner state. When you intentionally observe how much better you feel and how much clearer your mind becomes, these feelings provide compelling evidence that you are indeed on the right path. Documenting these positive emotions, perhaps in a journal, can serve as a potent reminder and source of inspiration on days when motivation wanes. The third habit is to be mindful of your feelings when making any purchase. In our consumer-driven society, impulse buying is a common pitfall, often driven by fleeting desires or external pressures from advertising and societal expectations. A core principle of minimalism is to distinguish between what you truly need and what you merely want. Before any purchase, pause and ask yourself if the item will genuinely contribute to your long-term happiness or well-being. Many objects bought for momentary pleasure or to keep up appearances quickly lose their allure and become yet another source of clutter and mental burden. This habit empowers you to stick to your core values and avoid the sunk cost fallacy, where you feel compelled to keep something simply because you spent money on it. By mindfully questioning each potential acquisition, prevent unnecessary accumulation and ensure your resources of time, money, energy are directed towards what truly aligns with your intentional, purposeful life. A fourth, highly impactful habit is to keep the tops and surfaces clean and clear. While seemingly simple, this practice holds significant emotional and psychological benefits. Flat surfaces, such as countertops and tabletops, are notorious for accumulating miscellaneous items. becoming visual reminders of undone tasks and contributing to a sense of overwhelm. In Chinese feng shui, open areas are believed to have more flow, promoting energy, abundance, and happiness. A cluttered surface creates a silent to-do list, constantly vying for your attention and sapping your concentration. By dedicating a few minutes each day to clearing these surfaces, you immediately create a sense of order and calm in your environment, which in turn fosters a clearer and more tranquil mind. This routine transforms your living space into an antidote to stress rather than a source of it. It is a tangible way to demonstrate your commitment to simplicity and to enjoy the visual serenity of an uncluttered home. The fifth habit to cultivate emotional balance is to be thankful for one thing every day. A lack of gratitude often fuels the desire for more possessions and a persistent feeling of discontentment. When you consistently practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you already possess and appreciate. This daily practice helps you recognize the blessings in your life, fostering a sense of contentment that diminishes the urge for unnecessary purchases. As Fumio Sasaki discovered, focusing on gratitude can lead to a richer, more satisfying feeling than constantly seeking external pleasures. Whether it's a comfortable bed, a hot meal, or a quiet moment, consciously acknowledging these simple comforts cultivates a profound sense of satisfaction and happiness that is independent of material acquisition. This habit, in essence, is about training your mind to find joy in the present moment. Rather than perpetually chasing a future ideal of happiness tied to possessions. Sixth, build a happiness gratitude corner in your home. This practice, closely linked to daily gratitude, involves designating a small space, perhaps a shelf or a quiet nook, for a few cherished items that evoke strong feelings of happiness and thankfulness. These could be childhood pictures, mementos from meaningful experiences, or simple objects that hold significant positive memories. This corner serves as a visual anchor and a personal sanctuary where you can retreat to feel blessed, happy, and grateful. It acts as a counterpoint to the minimalist principle of discarding, allowing you to keep a select few items that genuinely nourish your spirit, while reinforcing the idea that true value lies in sentiment and memory, not quantity. By intentionally curating this space, you create a tangible reminder of the joy and contentment that already exist in your life, further deterring the impulse to accumulate more material things. The seventh habit, crucial for maintaining a minimalist lifestyle, is to say no to yourself and to people around you when presented with unnecessary items. This extends beyond avoiding purchases to declining freebies, unwanted gifts, and even your own internal urges to acquire. Often, clutter accumulates from a reluctance to refuse items out of guilt or perceived rudeness. However, as the sources emphasize, guilt should never be a deciding factor in keeping an item. The decision to keep or discard should be based on an item's current importance and usefulness to you. Tactfully communicating your minimalist preferences to friends and family, perhaps by suggesting experiential gifts instead of material ones, can shift expectations over time. More importantly, practicing saying no to yourself strengthens your self-discipline and reinforces your commitment to an intentional, clutter-free life, reminding you that you already have what you need. Eighth, effectively organize your documents in paper. Paperwork is a pervasive source of clutter in many homes and offices, creating mental disquiet even when out of sight. This habit calls for establishing a systematic approach to incoming and outgoing papers. This means promptly processing mail, filing important documents, and discarding or shredding anything unnecessary. Leveraging digital solutions such as scanning documents and storing them on cloud services like Evernote or Dropbox can drastically reduce physical paper clutter and make information more accessible. The goal is to have a consistent process that prevents accumulation and ensures that every piece of paper has a designated home or is swiftly eliminated. This efficiency frees up mental space, allowing for better focus and reducing the stress associated with disorganized files. The ninth habit is to stop buying more storage items. It might seem counterintuitive to decluttering, but acquiring more shelves, cabinets, or bins often perpetuates the clutter cycle by simply providing more space to fill. This phenomenon is driven by the ingrained human tendency to fill empty spaces. A minimalist approach challenges this by asking you to first reduce your possessions before considering additional storage. If you find yourself needing more storage, it's a signal that you haven't yet reached your essential minimum. Remind yourself that every new storage item takes up space and requires maintenance, contributing to the very burden you are trying to escape. By resisting the urge to buy more storage, you force yourself to make harder decisions about what to keep, reinforcing the true spirit of minimalism, living with less. Create effective processes and systems for maintaining your minimalist home. Decluttering is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing lifestyle that requires consistent maintenance. This habit involves establishing routines and checklists for everyday chores and responsibilities that involve the inflow of items. For instance, instead of letting bills pile up, designate a bills area and immediately note due dates. Similarly, deal with laundry promptly rather than letting it accumulate, or clean dishes immediately after use. This proactive approach prevents clutter from building up and becoming an overwhelming problem. It ensures that your home remains an organized, serene space that supports your intentional way of living, rather than succumbing to the clutter creep that can undermine your efforts. These systems transform mundane tasks into mindful actions, making consistency effortless over time. Finally, the 11th habit, deeply embedded in Japanese minimalist thought, is to embrace inconvenience and prioritize experiences. In a society that equates convenience with happiness, minimalists learn to value the subtle joys that can arise from choosing a simpler, less possession-dependent path. This might mean choosing to walk or use public transport instead of owning a car, using a multi-purpose hand towel instead of many specialized ones, or borrowing tools rather than buying them. These small inconveniences often lead to unexpected benefits, more activity, reduced stress, and increased appreciation for what you do have, or importantly. This habit steers focus away from material consumption towards accumulating experiences, which have been shown to provide longer-lasting happiness and are less prone to comparison than physical objects. By consciously seeking out novel experiences, whether it's travel, learning a new skill, or simply spending quality time with loved ones, you enrich your life in ways that no material possession ever could. This mindset shift is profoundly liberating, allowing you to live a life truly aligned with your deepest values and passions, rather than being dictated by societal expectations or the endless cycle of acquisition. The journey of Japanese-inspired minimalism is a continuous process of refinement, a constant revaluation of what truly serves your life and what detracts from it. By embracing these 11 habits, mindful decluttering, assessing post-decluttering feelings, mindful purchasing, keeping surfaces clear, practicing daily gratitude, creating a gratitude corner, saying no, organizing documents, stopping storage purchases, creating effective systems, and embracing inconvenience for experiences, you embark on a path toward profound emotional balance. This path promises a life liberated from the burdens of excess, rich in purpose, and brimming with the genuine, simple joys that often remain hidden beneath layers of clutter. It is a powerful invitation to rediscover yourself and live a life of intentionality and deep contentment.